Thanks for tuning in to Discount Shelving and Displays video guide series on how to install a wall unit. Please note it is always required for safety to have 2 people to assemble the units. Here are the tools you will need. A 4-foot carpenter's level, preferably magnetic. A flathead screwdriver. A power driver, which is only needed for installing wall units above 72 inches. Next, we will review the Gondola shelving parts in the order that they are installed. Please make sure to inventory all of the parts. Included with your order is a part sheet and instructions found in a fluorescent colored bag. On this sheet, you will find the part names and sizes along with the quantities of the parts required for installation. For the purposes of this video, we will assemble an 84-inch high unit. It's important to remember that 2 people are always required for safe assembly. You are now ready to begin the installation. Step 1. For this step, we will be inserting the base shoe into the upright. In order to insert the base shoe into the upright pull, you need to make sure to angle the shoe and insert the bottom into the upright first. Repeat the same step for all upright pulls. This is a close-up on how to properly enter the base shoe into the upright. Please make sure the clip with the spring is fully seated into the upright. Please note, 18 to 24-inch base shoes will not have a clip with a spring. This part of the video shows how to properly secure 18 to 24-inch base shoes into the upright. Step 2. Installing the kick plate. With installing the kick plate, you need 2 people to hold the upright up and apart to the approximate width of the unit you will be installing. While each person is holding the uprights, you will slide the backside lip of the kick plate down into the slot on the front of the base shoe. Do the same thing on both sides. Step 3. Installing the lower spreader. To install the lower spreaders, slide the notches into the lowermost inner grooves on the inside of the uprights. The spreaders sit approximately 6 inches off of the ground and hold your boards in place, keeping the board from falling on the floor. Step 4. Installing the sensor spreaders. To install the sensor spreaders, slide the notches into the inner grooves of the inside of the uprights. When assembling a unit 60 inches or lower, you need to install the sensor spreader approximately halfway up the uprights. For 72 inches and above, each unit you will use 2 sensor spreaders. Install the first one 1/3 of the way up the uprights and the second 2/3 of the way up the uprights. Step 5. Installing the boards. Slide your board from the top into the grooves between the upright poles and bring the board down so it can rest on the lower spreader. Depending on the height of the area, you might not be able to slide in the board through the top. You can slightly flex the board and insert it at an angle in order to have it sit along the grooves on the upright poles. If your unit is higher than 60 inches, your boards will be in 2 pieces. So after you slide the first board into position, you will then install a peg splicer. The peg splicer will sit on top of the first board and the notches on the sides will sit into the grooves on the side of the upright. You can now slide the second board down, sitting it on top of the peg splicer. Before proceeding to the next step, if you ordered add-on sections to make a longer run, refer back to steps 1 and 2 to connect the next upright and base shoe. These additional sections will be connected to the starter unit you have already built. Make sure you add a solid board or pegboard panel to the starter unit before moving forward to the add-on unit. The additional weight from the board gives the wall unit more stability, so it does not fall or sway when attempting to install the add-on section. Please make sure to only use 1 upright pull to add on a section. If assembled properly, you will not have 2 upright pulls next to each other. Step 6. Leveling. You are now ready to level your wall unit. To do so, take your level and place it vertically on the upright. You will then spin the leveler on the front of the base shoe until it is level vertically. Next, place the level horizontally across the base shoes and ensure they are also level across horizontally. To spin the leveler, use a flathead screwdriver and insert it into the hole on the front of the base shoe and turn it in the direction you need to go. Step 7. Installing the shoe covers. To install the shoe covers, there is a slot towards the front that aligns with the clip on the base shoe. Slide the shoe cover onto this location to attach it securely. This part conceals the base shoe. They come in a pair and are labeled with an L and an R so you can easily identify the correct side. Please note, these only come in black and are meant for cosmetic purposes only. Step 8. Installing the base shelf. Note, the backing of the base shelf is different than the backing of a standard shelf and can only be inserted into the bottom slot. Base shelves have 1 notch on the back while upper shelves have 2. To install the base shelf, insert the back notches into the bottom slot of the upright and push down to lock it in position. The sides of the front part of the base sit down in between the 2 notches on top of the base shoes. Push down to firmly secure it in place. Step 9. Installing the top spreader. Place the top spreader on top of the wall unit. It will sit on top of the board. The hooks on the top spreader will slide into the topmost grooves on the upright, securing it in place. Step 10. Installing the upright end cover. With the slot on the upright end cover facing the top, slide the end cover over the side of the upright and push it firmly to secure it in place. Please note that these are only installed on the ends of each run. Step 11. Installing the upright cap. To install the upright cap, lightly squeeze the bottom hooks on the cap and carefully push it on top of the upright. One side of the upright cap will sit on top of the spreader and the other side will sit into the notch on top of the end trim cover, securing them both in place. Please note, these are only included for uprights 60 inches and lower. Step 12. Installing the upper shelves. To install the shelves in a flat position, insert them into the slots on the upright at a slight angle. Push it all the way in and push it down so the bigger notch on the shelf locks into place on the upright. To put the shelf on an angle, follow the same steps except use the smaller notches to secure the shelf in place on an angle. When displaying products at an angle, please make sure to pair with a gondola shelf fence or a gondola shelf lip to make sure your products don't fall off of the shelf. Disclaimer: for safety purposes, we highly recommend all wall units be secured to the wall by your contractor. This concludes our video guide on how to install a wall unit. Thanks for watching.